Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are going to be taking a look at midweek Magic. This is the standard deck showcase, so believe it or not, yeah, standard is a thing. It's also, but to be fair, a lot of these decks are gonna kind of go away. Azorius Control is gonna lose several of its key cards, namely the Wandering Emperor. Esper Midrange is gonna lose Rafine. 5-color Domain's gonna lose the, it's gonna lose most of the, gonna lose the Triomes, gonna lose the Triumphs for the most part. So a lot in Rakdos Aggro. This one's a misnomer here. Yeah, it has the usual Blood Tide Harvester, but the Forsaken Miner is actually a really neat tech. I'll explore that later. First, we'll take a look at the Azorius Control. Actually, I also want to take a look at 5-color Domain. Yeah, they have a 1-of Imadane's Recruiter. That one caught me off guard. Anyway, so I'm redoing this video mostly because that was like 20 plus minutes of on that one just to lose to that, which is a bit of a shame. But otherwise, Azorius Control not that very easy to play. You really need to hit the right combination of you need to take control early, which is not the easiest thing to do. Now, Rakdos Aggro kind of annoying because it actually has a significant amount of discard. No thanks to Liliana of the Veil. Actually, that's going to be one. I believe that's also one of the few cards that's also going away, so that might affect that version. This one is sketchy. If we can't hit lands, we're not going to win. We can buy time with the 2 get losts. Okay, this one is much better. Turn 2, no more lies. Turn 3, lockdown if our opponent's dropping a lot of cheap stuff. It depends on what the matchup is. Cavern of Souls, Novice Inspector. This one tells us it's the Boros Convoke deck, so we'll do Anchorage first. We'll need to survive. If our opponent is able to hit a Ranger Captain of Eos right away, we're in real trouble. This one is okay. This one's kind of fine. But we definitely have to counter. We won't count if they have Gleeful Demolition. We won't counter that. We'll probably counter something else. If they drop an Imadane's Recruiter, we're countering that. Okay, Gleeful is fine. You're probably going to go for a Ranger Captain and tap Resolute Reinforcements. That's fine too. Let's see. Okay. So they left it all open for the temporary lockdown. And we can kind of buy time here. We won't be able to counter the next threat, but yeah, if it's just an Imadane's Recruiter, we're kind of fine with it. Opponent probably should play the Novice Inspector first to get the hit in. So I'm just going to play the land and pass. We're most likely going to just Wandering Emperor the Recruiter, get out of the way. War Leader's Call. I could counter it, but we will be taking 3 damage. It's a question of how much damage are we taking long term. Well, and be very careful about which mode you click. So another No More Lies. We're gonna give up the Samurai token right now.
We must protect the people.
So now it's a question of what does our opponent have to drop. If it's Gleeful Demolition, we won't be able to counter it, so that's going to be a problem. I'm also not sure. Also, Boros Convoke doesn't really have that many removal options, but that's the Pioneer version. I'm not... If our opponent's going to crack the clue that... That said, this does make us a bit vulnerable. Because our opponent's going to have a lot of cheap... Oh, they don't have a lot of cheap creatures. Okay. We'll play Mirrex. We'll pass... Sure, we could start hitting with Restless Anchorage, but we kind of have a bunch of things to counter. So... Let's see if our opponent is willing to pay for this. In which case, we just counter again. Not the most efficient use, I'll admit, but it does buy us a turn. Sparring Vantage. Our opponent might just be waiting for us to Memory Deluge, but Resolute okay, so another Deluge. We will take Jace this time. Into a Seachrome Coast. So this is the patience game here. We also want to aggressively Memory Deluge to hit our... Okay. That one is kind of fine. Okay, that's the correct tap. So, wow, we're just... I can see an argument for just hitting the Cavernous Souls and getting it over with. I can also see the argument of starting to make tokens already at this point. Another 3 steps ahead is nice. Okay, so Gateway Express, but it doesn't do anything, sure. Sanguine Evangelist. Yeah, this one we can No More Lies. And there, opponent concedes. We did. That is how we get control. Admittedly, we lucked out with that one temporary lockdown being perfect for this matchup. It could have gone really badly. Like for example, if it could have gone really badly. For example, 5-color domain, it has a lot of medium range drops. The mere mid range actually has quite a few medium. A lot of their drops are small, but they do have some of the larger drops like Gix, Preacher Schism. Those are not gonna hit. Let's try out the deck that our opponent played. This is the Boros Convoke. I've always wanted to try building this one, even if it's just for, even in Pioneer, because we have Venerated Loxodon as the alternate, as some additional Knight Errants of Eos. But this one is kind of fine. It's primarily looking at Novice Inspector, Voldaren Epicure to give us the Gleeful Demolition and stack for the Convoke. This is not as powerful as the one in, not as powerful as in Pioneer, but it is still quite playable. And one Argot, we'll take that. The issues I have with the Boros Convoke deck is that yeah, you have to be on the driver's seat the whole time. We don't really have any removal. A well-timed board wipe will get us. So let's see. We have the Gleeful Demolition. This is honestly not a great opening here. Like, we would have to hit much later. So I'm gonna mull this. This one is much better. We can name human, drop Warden. Yeah, we'll have more options here. And I'm gonna pitch the Mirex. This time it's our opponent that's playing control, so we'll play Warden first. We'll probably take a turn off and start pumping this one. Our opponent could likewise have a March of Otherworldly Light. We got another Inspiring Vantage, which, as much as I like it, we need to start drawing gas. We have way too many lands. Let's see, does our opponent have a temporary lockdown? No, it looks like they might be waiting. Okay, we hit the Gleeful Demolition. Now, this is where the script can be flipped on us. If they go for a count, okay, they're gonna go for this one. I can go for this right away. If they have a counter, then that leaves us quite vulnerable here. Yeah, but I'm just gonna go for this. Alternately, I could have played the case as Getaway Express, and well, no, it would have to be next turn. I'm sure our opponent counters this. Yeah, that's an argument for not using everything here. So we kind of goofed up there. Let's see if our opponent has the turn for board wipe. Depopulate. No, temporary lockdown will ruin our day here. So we did make a critical mistake there, as in we got really greedy on this. The correct play was to tap Cavern of Souls. I probably will still play Case of Getaway Express just to get it down, but note that our opponent has a Restless Anchorage up. So this is where things get somewhat hairy. Okay, this time we cannot take the Gleeful Demolition. The Scry is quite nice though. Memory Deluge. I'm gonna hold off playing Case, but yeah, against control, this is honestly really bad. Our opponent most likely hits the demo field so that they can actually start countering our creatures. Yeah, we did goof up on this one. We got Sunfall. Yeah, and we can concede this one. I'll try this one again because we did make critical mistake there. Like, it did not have to be... Like, we could have forced our opponent to go on that one. This one is... It's fine. I personally believe that the Boros Convoke deck is... It's there to catch decks that don't have interaction unawares. And there are quite a few decks that are quite dirtly, especially the Leyline deck. This would be the perfect matchup. Like, that would be one of the better matchups for us. Though they do run copies of Depopulate, and they have other ways of board removal. This one will keep. Imadane's Recruiter, you usually... Wow. So we're gonna bypass this a little bit. Opponent's gonna deduce, which is fine. We could reinforcements, force them to temporary lockdown, but I kind of want to wait on it a bit. Also, I definitely want to keep Sokenzan, so thankfully we're only... Opponent's actually probably going to crack their clue token. So next turn I have to consider Battlefield Forge tokens and Knight Errant of Eos is also worth considering here. One more mana for this, so this time we can't. This time we're not gonna be able to make that mistake. Opponent might just have a memory deluge here. March of Otherworldly like to take that out. That is fine. I could play this right now, but I'm probably gonna wait. As I suspect our opponent has the Sunfall. I need to make them tap out for it. No, they're not tapping out for it. So we'll play Novice Inspector first. That will generate our clue token, which we can. We'll play War Leader's Call, see if our opponent is going to counter this. No more life, perfect. Which is fine. So that probably means I hold off on this, so we'll swing first. Then I can choose to just drop Warden, but again, I am going to wait. We kind of have enough gas on board so that we don't have to. We have quite enough gas on board that we are not pressured into dropping anymore, and that's correct because our opponent did have a Sunfall. So I'll probably drop Warden first. Then we'll do Imadane's Recruiter. And let's see if our opponent has another one. Cavern of Souls, we probably don't want the second one. Let's see if our opponent has another board wipe. Though this one's easier, temporary lockdown will be fine. Okay, they're deducing for it. And our opponent concedes, looks like they did not hit it. They could buy some time with the token. But I probably would have just Lethal Demolition that one. So honestly, we kind of lucked out. We were playing very carefully. But that matchup was Azorius Control's matchup to lose. More often than not, they will win that one. So let's try taking a look at another variant. Let's take a look at somewhere in between here. We'll take a look at Dimir midrange. So this one, lots of card draw between Fairy Mastermind, Duelist of the Mind, Make Disappear, Deep Haver Bat. So lots of nice control elements here. So it's about dropping an early Gix, or it's dropping one of these eventually, but we do have plenty of things to control early mid game. So we're gonna see how this one pans out here. Fairy Mastermind quite good here in the sense that quite good in the sense that we can use it to mask one of our Make Disappears. That said, it seems like the world champions really like X of the Mind. Anyway, we'll take this one. We'll start off with a cut down. I don't know how aggro our opponent is. If we should decide to hold off on duelist. Okay, this is the teamer at this is the analysis deck. So this might be a problem for us. We have to get the aggro on quite early, so we are dropping duelist right away. The fact that there's a lot of incidental life gain here makes this a tough matchup for us. If our opponent drops something like aftermarket analyst, we take it out right away. Though our opponent's quite a ways away from this one. This is probably one of the truer combo decks in that the objective is to pretty much not die until you can get it off, and it does have quite a few ways of keeping you alive. The courtyards generating quite a bit of life. That one helps. Aftermath analyst. So this one is 4 mana to get, so I'm willing to do this one first. I'm hoping that was not a mistake. The deck probably has Nissa also, but that's still a turn 3 play. So the plan is really just to snipe this one. Opponent already hits their teamer mana base. So we're gonna cut this down. That also commits a crime, so we get to draw and discard. I probably will pitch... Well, we get to draw first, so we can make a decision from there. I'm most likely gonna just pitch the island. Yeah, once you take out your aftermath analyst, let's see what... They might have an answer to Gix, though... Yeah, they'll probably answer Gix, which makes the most sense. That one will just keep giving us more cards. Fires of Victory. Yeah, they're not kicking it, but that's fine. So given that, I can afford to play Creature of the Schism. So this next turn is going to be critical. If they have another Aftermath Analyst, we have to go for a Throat. Ill-timed Explosion is another way through, but they'll need to drop an expensive card. Yeah, they have quite the tools to clear the board too. So the question is, am I able to avoid our opponent getting all their lands back? Okay, they pitch another one. That's fine. So we hit another duelist to the mine. So that's 2 down. Oh no, that's 3 down. They played 3 of them. That's another Aftermath Analyst. We're gonna snipe this one right away. I don't think I'm gonna draw this time. Ooh, okay, that's all of their ill-timed explosions. But they have a Shigeki to get things back. Okay, at least we get the shield right this time. Now they could ramp this way instead. I they could ramp and replay Shigeki. And they're going for Nissa. They're going to try to hit another Aftermath Analyst. These being elves is a bit annoying, but that's how it is. Oh no, they hit another Nissa, so not too bad. So they're gonna go for Spelunking, try to recover. The third time it lands, it kind of doesn't do anything. So thankfully, the first two whiff, but any future Aftermath analysts are gonna be a problem. So let's see, at least, and they're already at 6 mana at this point. They even have Echo. So let's see, do they have a way to draw a second card? They might just roll. So we're gonna do this right now just to get it off the. So our opponent's going to get a lot of lands in, so we may have to hold on to these make disappears. But that is one World Soul's Rage out of the way. Now we just need to protect against the next one. I can also probably snipe their Shigeki because but they are going to gain quite a bit of life again. So now what do we want to hit? We basically want to hit Urtai. Because that is also another hard counter. Though we might have a problem here. If our opponent happens to have... Now, we have enough life that we probably will not die from another World Soul's Rage, but we'll see. This is going to take a while. And if our opponent aims it at us, I'm actually fine because I really need these creatures to stay around. That said, the Aftermath Analyst deck is actually what places them quite well is the lack of graveyard hate. Like even if we take a look at the Rakdos aggro deck, they're not even running the Graveyard Trespasser anymore. So this is how much mana? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. When it's just going to Memory Deluge, they're probably going to see if they can hit something else. If they can hit an Aftermath Analyst, that would be, well, they can keep the chain going. If they replay Memory Deluge, that probably means they don't have it yet. Yep. Actually, their best bet might be to try to take out our board rather than trying to win again, get us right away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 6, 7 mana. We kind of got lucky that the Nissas just hit other Nissas. Virtue of Strength. So yeah, it's unfortunate we couldn't counter that. I'm gonna I'm gonna go Deep Cavern Bat, see if they have it already or not. No, they don't. They have an Aftermath Analyst. They have a Memory Deluge with which to get it back again. So we're gonna actually snipe that one. Basically delay our opponent quite a bit. If they draw the World Souls Rage, that would be a problem. They're also down to 19 cards, so they're very likely to hit a Virtuous Strength. I need to also check what version of the deck this is. But yeah, if you're not able to counter their Virtuous Strength, you're in a world of hurt for the long term. Now they did mill another World Souls Rage, so let's find out how many copies this actually is. Yeah, I feel like this is probably the most unbalanced card because, well, then again, when this was designed, they all of these fetch lands were not supposed to be in standard anymore. So this is another deck that is not going to happen. Because like Nissa is still around, sure, but the combination. But not having these lands anymore is a really big deal. Now I kind of wish we had Jace because we would kind of be able to mill our opponent out. Yeah. So they're back to 20. Like they could replay this again, but no, they're just gonna go search for another World Soul. Let's see if they get greedy and dome us for everything, because we will have to make disappear as backup. But yeah, Memory Deluge is also another thing that's I'd be glad to see go because it doesn't draw the cards, it dodges quite a lot of effects. If our opponent goes 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. Yeah, they have enough mana, so we're gonna let that resolve. Yeah, that was kind of inevitable. Let's try. I guess we could try this one again. See if we can dodge that matchup. But I think what I'll do first is we'll try the Teamer Anal. This is gonna make it awkward for me to edit, but we'll try the Teamer Analyst deck here. We'll try that one first. Then if we have time, we'll redo the team. So yeah, the only board wipes are the ill-timed explosions. There are 3 copies of World Souls Rage, so taking out Shigeki was the right idea. So the main issue here is you need to have at least one board wipe so that you don't get run over by aggro. If our opponent is playing control, we probably have little to no shot, I would say. Oh, we got the double Memory Deluge, so Maestro's Theater can go for that. It's also noteworthy that we are really slow. That said, the lack of hard counters for the Dimir deck actually makes it not so great a matchup against this. I'm actually surprised Dimir midrange got that far. I would have put my money on Esper midrange in that sense. So definitely get an island here. Definitely get something. I would say we have a lot of double green, so we definitely want to get the forest with this Cabaretti one. Red is it's important for World Souls range, but it's also incidental for ill-timed explosion. Fires of Victory seems to be like the catch-all answer. First, exploring this one. Yeah, it seems like this map is not interactable, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, this map is not interactable. This one's it. It's either not interactable or it's not interactable while we're still waiting. Yeah, it looks like our opponent tuned out, so this might be an awkward bit here. Us waiting for our opponent to show their face again. So let's see if our opponent showed up again. But they most likely disappeared. Okay, yeah, looks like our opponent disappeared. So I guess this is the deck that we will actually have to play again because we did not actually get a game. Though our opponent in the previous game did give us a pretty good master class on that. If anything, it shows that it doesn't. If anything, it shows that the deck is capable of just acting on its own without having to do any. Now it can be disrupted. It can be disrupted, but it's not exactly. It's kind of resilient enough once it hits a good amount of mana. Oddly, oddly enough, the deck has Test of Talents, which is we still have Test of Talents in the current standard. So if as long as you take out the World Souls Rage, that's it. Game over for our opponent. But yeah, the lack of hard. Yeah, our opponent lose in that one. If we had a hard counter there and we countered it, our opponent's plan would have been to Shigeki for it back. This one, no Aftermath Analyst, but we can kind of draw our way out of it with an ill-timed explosion. We might have to fire some victory early. So let's see. This one hits for blue. We don't have the double blue for Memory Deluge, unfortunately. Which we will definitely... Okay, opponent's playing mid-range. Which is also kind of concerning. Okay, we're gonna lose one ill-timed explosion. Oh, we lose the fires. So it begs the question, what does our opponent have? Yeah, duress is always going to be a thing. Okay, we did hit the deluge, but we did not hit the second blue, so that might take a while. We'll go for a second green. So let's see. Our opponent probably going to hit us once with Glissa. Nothing we can do about it. Tranquil Thrillback. Now I could play Shigeki, hit, hope to bounce, but I'm expecting our opponent to start dumping onto the board, so I do want an ill-timed explosion. So we'll take that hit for now. Oh. Okay. Okay, sige. Okay, pitch those two. Opponent's gonna get a chance to replay it, so a little dawdle here. We do get hit our island though, so we can actually get another island with this one. So what are we looking for? We're basically looking for our aftermath analyst. Tranquil Field. Ooh, XL target player's graveyard is gonna be a nasty thing. So let's see, return target creature or land. Do we need to return anything? I think it's an argument for not playing the hideout right away. So we're gonna see our opponent plays this. They most likely saddle this and hit us with this. So basically, we're trying to dodge duress. So, but this is our alternate plan now. Also, this one deals only to creatures, so Liliana's gonna get us to pitch a bunch of stuff.
I'm tired of your secrets.
So I'm okay with pitching this one. Opponent giving up. Well, they have a Restless Cottage already. Oh, it's revealed the top part of their library, so... Okay, it's a land. We dodged that. But that also means we can't play the Virtue. Okay, we hit the Aftermath Analyst. We probably want... So I can actually go for growth, grab our other mountain because we're gonna definitely need that. And let's see, yeah, it's x equals 2, so I can actually pitch. This hits Planeswalker, so we will pitch Aftermath Analyst. Yeah, basically buying ourselves a lot of time. That said, if our opponent... I might actually just pick... So yeah, now we just need to dig for World Soul's Revenge. So let's see... Okay, hitting all the removal spells is quite nice. They are going to go for the Tranquil Fill back, so we need to...
You won't be outsmarting me.
So we're actually going to... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4... We're going to pitch Shigeki. So now we're... Okay, opponent plays it, so... Ooh, now we're in a tough spot here. Our opponent is so going to Tranquil Fill back to exile our graveyard. So I might have to do it once just to get it done. And the thing is, yeah, they'll be able to exile stuff in response, so I guess we just do it now. It's a shame that we could not get the Nissa on time. but that's fine because we're now on plan B. Oh, I should have gotten mountain. Oh well, we have another one. So that should give us enough lands for virtual strength. Yeah, they're just gonna play that, spend that. Catch now is, so I now also have to do the math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can draw a card just to snipe this one down a bit. Though I'm actually glad they played it now because, yeah, we lost the memory deluge. That was expected. Our opponent is about to plus this one, so we're gonna have to give up Nissa. There's another Aftermath Analyst that we don't quite need. So I can play it like this. Yeah, we're just buying time.
You're gonna need a good Undertaker.
So, yeah, at least we're getting something. There's one of our World Souls Rage. Unfortunately, we gave up Shigeki, so now we have to draw into the other two. Yeah, we'll just play the second one. It's gonna be okay. Just gonna make us sacrifice a creature, which is fine. It keeps this down.
Personal space.
Also, sanity check. That was only 2 ill-timed explosions. So it's a. Unfortunately, the next one's not gonna help us. We really need to draw into a World Souls Rage. Courtyard buys us a little more time. It's unfortunate that there's only one Shigeki in the list. I think there should have been a second one. Ugh, Archfiend of the Dross. We are in real trouble now. I don't think our opponent even bothers to plus this one. Yeah, you're missing mana to activate. Yeah, and this is... So there's a Resurgent Animist. Unfortunately, it's not enough to block all of these. So yeah, we'll have to concede this one. So it's a shame that yeah, in this case it did not line up. We were missing a lot to the card draw. I did say I want to give the Dimir deck another shot, but yeah, I guess we have some time. We'll give that deck another shot. So okay, we got this one done. So we probably will have to play Ship. Okay, we play Restless Reap first. Okay, our opponent is playing that deck, so mill 3 cards. They lost So, knowing that, I kind of still have time, so we're gonna play this one for fairy. We're gonna play this for the fairy mastermind. Opponent's gonna go spelunking. We're gonna drop the fairy mastermind now. So yeah, nice draw. So gonna cut down the aftermarket analyst. I'm thinking of holding back because our opponent might have a deep, ill-timed explosion here. Unfortunately, we don't have the correct interactive spells. That's probably the weakness of mid range. It's this particular one's designed to go against aggro. It's not designed to go against anything else. So opponent has a Nissa, Resurgent Animus, but they already played their land. I'm gonna see if they have another way to draw. Okay, not. We'll just play another Mastermind. They might have a Fires of Victory, but so just to get that out of the way. Also, yeah, we'll go for the throat now. Then I'm wondering if I should go for this now or if I wait. We have another one, so I'm willing to go for this now. Let's see what we can take. Yeah, it eats a Fires of Victory, which is fine. So we won't be able to take, but yeah, we see it. So we see the aftermath analyst. They will be able to play, but they will not be able to sacrifice it quite yet. Which do we have? So we now need to hit the removal spell for this. That's going to be the air quotes problem. Now, the way it goes, our opponent's going to do the Aftermath Analyst thing. We get to play Aklatzots first because our opponent is just missing the green mana. Oh, they have the Memory Deluge. Okay, so they might be able to hit. Now, thankfully, Nissa. Oh no, Nissa is single green. Okay, so that we might have a problem there. So if our opponent does have to sacrifice this first before doing anything, okay, do they have the land? They have the land, so they will generate the mana and go for it. And they also have the mana now to do the Memory Deluge thing. Thankfully, it's not. It's still quite a bit. 8 mana. That's still about 8 mana total. No, more like 12 mana. Which you can see is what makes this deck quite nutty. Our opponent, if they don't have the World Soul's Rage, they're most likely gonna just go for the Memory Deluge. As you can see, they're dumping dual mana because they don't quite have it yet. So, one or fewer cards in hand. Okay, so that might take a while. Though we can make them discard. Virtuous Strength. Ugh. Yeah, we're in the same boat again. So we're gonna go Deep Cavern back first. See what they have. Ill-timed explosion, we're definitely taking that. They'll most likely discard the other Nissa, so it's unfortunate that we. So now we have to. Oh, did they hit it? We'll see. I think they hit it already, which is why they're giving us the good game. In which case, it'd be so annoying. That was just off the top of their deck. Okay, Memory Deluge to try to dig for it. That's 7 cards deep. They've only lost one, so there's about 2 more left. So there's a good chance they might hit it. Did they hit it? I'm pretty sure. Oh no, they're still wait, this is still fine in a sense. Also, I probably am. So I actually have 2 choices here. I can either pitch this one, try to hit something. Hopefully, what I would like to hit is an Urtai. Oh no, they had the Shigeki. So So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23. We're not quite dead yet. Our opponent could generate the mana with another Aftermath Analyst, though I think this is most of their lands. Yeah, it's just 20, so that's fine. Oh, they should have gone 21 to force me to block. So we'll see. They might have a second one, so they're just trying to do it cutely. Good game. Yeah, so they probably had the second one. We'll see. They're tapping us, so they have it. Sure. If nothing else, they do gain the additional life. But yeah, we're a bit of a knife's edge here. We need to hit Urtai. They might have hit it, which would have been really lucky because that would have been their second and no Virtue of Strength, get back Shigeki. Ah yeah, they're doing the loop. They will get it back. Let's see. I can cycle this, but yeah, they get it back. That's enough damage. Yeah. So it's unfortunate that we did not get the different matchup. Looks like everyone is just playing the Aftermath Analyst deck, which is probably a reason why I would not. It's probably a reason why I would not play Standard. It's just so uninteractive. I'd be forced to play Azorius Control just to make it work. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. We'll do the other half of the decks in another episode. That's gonna be. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.